Go ahead. I know.
Yeah, put your name and stuff in there. Good luck. I was like,
I'm not a big fan of it either.
I know, I think you only give it like a minute or so. You probably have to come under here because it's hard to see in the light. Oh, okay.
It wouldn't change. So you either do it now or after you
Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you. Well, thank you so much for coming this afternoon and enjoying this wonderful, wonderful occasion and celebration that Iska puts on every year. Have you enjoyed the food? Is the food good? Yeah? Girlfriend Fridays, let's give them a hand. They always do an amazing job. Linda Bostic and her team always do a wonderful job. So right now we have the honor of hearing, for your listening pleasure, Reverend Dyson. She's going to come to you with some words from the journey. So help me welcome Reverend Carolyn Dyson.
I'm going to say good afternoon again. We didn't have a podium, and so we moved. Well, they had me on a little stool. And I'm so short, I said, I won't be able to see the people. And then Etta came through, said, you're not smiling. And I said, well, you know, preacher, I'm used to a podium or something. I'm so short. But you know, it's interesting about women. They say we're sort of like tea bags. You never know what we can do until you put us in hot water. Is that right? So there I was in hot water wondering how am I going to do this delivery, and Etta came through. She said, well, we can move that over there and we can make you a podium. Now that ain't nothing. You know how Etta talks. So, well, I bet we got a lot of tea bags in this room today, amen? It's a real blessing and an honor to have been asked to come here and share with you on this day of sisterhood, empowerment, and information. The interesting thing I thought about not having a podium, I learned early, about an hour ago, that we didn't have a podium. So I was like, you know what, I got some notes written down. How am I going to hold my notes and talk and all of that? And you may see me, people that know me may see me bobbling and weaving a little bit. I'm okay, but I've had an extended illness, so I'm full of steroids, which have me moving kind of strange, and people will think that maybe there was some wine at lunch, but there wasn't. It's just the way I move right now with the medication. But as I sat there and I thought about it, I said, and you know there's this thing called the Holy Spirit that speaks to you all the time, but especially in challenging times. And when I was sitting back there, thinking about no podium, and that spirit inside of me said, you ought to have enough of that story in you. All right. That if you don't have a word written down, you ought to be able to talk to the people. Amen. And so I do have a lot of the story in me, but one of the things that an old preacher told me, he didn't believe in women preachers, so he used to hide in the parking lot. He used to come to my sermons, but he didn't want the other preachers to know that he was coming to listen. And one of the things he told me, he said, well, I like that last sermon. I like that sermon today. He said, but it was too long. He said, always remember that you're the preacher of the hour, not for an hour. And so I'm not going to speak a long time, because the next time that they have Reverend Dyson on the program, I want you to come back. But my story, my own story, is the story of getting up, falling down, and getting back up. And we all know that song, we fall down but we get up. And so if that was to be, if I was to have a mantra, a theme song, that would be it. 9 months ago, I ran into Kaiser for a quick appointment. I just wanted to have my eyes checked. I was having problems driving at night. Didn't think much about that because of most of my senior friends have told me they don't drive anymore at night. So okay, that's okay. But I was at dissertation at my thesis. And I was having, for my doctorate, I was having to ask for extra time for my assignments. I wasn't reading good. So I said, I need to move away from these Walgreens glasses, these readers, and go and have a real eye exam. So I scheduled my day. And they often say, if you really want to give God a good laugh, show him what your plans are. I had scheduled my day to run in there, get that eye exam, and run up to Macy's for that sale. So I ran up to ophthalmology. Well, I went to optometry because I was only going to get an exam for new glasses. And the doctor did some stuff with my eyes, and then he told me that I had, after all of that, asked me a few questions, I had an emergency, he said, in my eyes. And I just think, I'm sister girl. I said, well, no, I didn't come in through emergency. He said, settle down. That's not what I said, and I want you to hear me. You have an emergency in your eyes. So anyway, he referred me over. He said, I'm calling optometry myself. I don't even want you to walk over there. I'm going to get a chair to take you over there. I don't want you to go through the receptionist. I'm calling to speak with one of the ophthalmologists. Well, the ophthalmologist asked me, did you drive here? Yes. Do you want me to drive home? Long story short, the ophthalmologist told me that I was going blind. That I would be blind, this was August, last August, I would be blind by Christmas. And that they needed to do emergency laser on me that day, that I needed to come back for emergency laser the next day. This has been since August, and I have had 4 eye surgeries. My last eye surgery was December 19th, just passed. And they had prepared me that for maybe about 6 weeks, I would walk around the house feeling for things. And so at my age, I began to think about who's going to take care of me as a blind woman. And yes, you know, I almost didn't know where my mustard seed was, let alone hold on to it. But I tell you today, we're talking about falling down and getting up. I thank God for this luncheon today, because this is my first speaking engagement, and that's what I do, I'm a speaker. My first speaking engagement since my diagnosis. And not only did I come out of that December 19th surgery able to see better than the doctor, I can see everything. I don't drive, you know, maybe 6 months from now. But what I'm saying is, you would have thought, yes, he will. You would have thought that breast cancer twice was enough. But here I come with this advanced glaucoma, with the eyes, the nerves in my eyes severely damaged. Someone saying you'll be blind by Christmas. We fall down, but we do that. I thank God for being up today. And in the middle, I'm going to move away from this diagnosis, but in the middle of the darkness, I think about November might have been my darkest month, I developed shingles that Kaiser said was one of the worst cases they had. And so you get to a point with these things, breast cancer and other things, and you have to really believe that God does indeed have a plan for you. You know, there is a reason behind all of this. Now, as I think about this luncheon today, I think of it as being a time of information for both men and women. And I'm going to say men first because, you know, someone may have said, someone might be here because maybe your wife or your girl brought you a ticket and said, you're going to go with me today. But there are men diagnosed with breast cancer throughout this nation on an annual basis, and the disease is more deadly for men. My friend, I call him my good friend, we've collaborated a lot, and he's come to speak at one of my programs when I was at California Pacific Medical Center, Richard Roundtree, who you know as Shaft. And Shaft was the first male breast cancer survivor that I met. And so he has mentored me a bit, and he's talked to me about his own breast cancer journey. He found a lump getting out of the shower, and he was getting ready to go on a set of a movie. And when he got out of the shower, he showed the lump to his wife. She said, well, you go on, you know, make your flight, and I'll, you know, get your doctor's appointment. So he went to the doctor, they went together, and the doctor did biopsy. No, he went by himself. But when the doctor called him back for the result of his biopsy, he told him, bring your wife with you. And what happened was that, you know, the diagnosis, he had breast cancer. And he's now a survivor of over 20 years. So it's very important. You know, I always laugh. I say, you know, men, they don't like to say I found something, I feel something here. Man feels something. He said, maybe I was working out, even though he don't work out. But if you feel anything that you haven't felt before, men, you're in the right place today. I don't care what it is. If it doesn't feel right, you weren't born with it. You didn't have it when you were 50 or 40. Go and get it checked out. All right? Amen. I didn't want to leave that part out. Now, this luncheon today, this type of event, gives us an opportunity to share information. Like, girl, have you had your mammogram yet? You know how it is, like, you know, sometimes somebody will say, hey, excuse me, you know, your slip is hanging. Well, you know, we don't mind that because we want to look good. Girl, thank you. But we don't get that same response a lot of times when we say, girl, have you gotten a mammogram? And I want you to understand that we should not find fault when somebody says, have you gotten your mammogram yet? I have a breast cancer mentor who asks me yearly, Reverend Dyson, have you got your mammogram? And somebody might say, well, now why would she ask Reverend Dyson that? Well, she asked me that because she knows that truth be told, as my grandmother used to say, excuse me, truth be told, there's something about breast cancer that terrifies me. I hate the mammogram. I hate the date of my annual mammogram when I have to go in. Now, the reality for me is that my breast cancer both times was found through annual mammogram. And that's why I've never had chemo. I've only had radiation. I asked the doctor the first time, well, how big is the breast cancer, doc? What is it? She said, it's so early, I will describe it as like the smallest mark, like the hash thing on a ruler. It's that small, but it's there. But early detection can make a difference. And I want you to understand, that Reverend Dyson didn't say it will make a difference. Somebody said, well, mine was early, but I didn't find it. It can make a difference. And that is my testimony, that it made a difference with me. Now my mother, bless her heart, who sleeps in the dormitory of eternity now, a mother passed away, succumbed to breast cancer at age 53. Mother had been a hairdresser all of her life, supporting me and my brother, single mom. When we left home, Mother went back to school. I'm from Florida. Mother went back to school, and I say back to school because when I was growing up, every summer she would put us on the train with her. We'd have a bag of Wonder Light bread. We'd have chicken gizzards, chicken hearts, chicken feet. We'd have a 7-up pound cake and some potted meat and crackers. I know it like the back of my hand because we went every summer, and where we took the train to was to Florida A&M University so that Mom could do 3 units in summer school to get her degree to be a teacher. Her mother was a teacher in Florida, and Mom wanted to be a teacher. So when we left home, my mother decided that she was going to go back to Florida A&M and get those last units, whatever they were, that she needed to become a teacher and get her credential. Well, she found the lump, I'm told, and kept it a secret during her first semester at Florida A&M. She had done more than a semester, but she kept it a secret. And she earned her diploma and her teaching credential and became a 3rd grade teacher in our town. She was so proud. But in that first year of teaching, one of her friends called me. I was living in San Francisco, and she said, Carolyn, you need to come home and see about your mom. And she would tell me how Mom never missed a day of school. But when the kids would go out to recess or it was lunchtime, that Mom would be in the teacher's lounge laying down. And so we went, home to see about Mom, and we had to bring her out here. And she was had been a Navy wife, and so we were at the Presidio, and that was the first time I'd ever heard the word oncology. and I learned about the lymph nodes. And so when I could put it together with as much new information as I was gathering, it told me that the prognosis was not good and that the time would be short. I'm telling you this story because we need to understand that it does not matter how eloquent you are, how much you have in the bank, who you think you are, what you may have achieved. Breast cancer will not wait. It did not wait on my mother. It will not wait. In 1999, my daughter was age 34, was diagnosed with breast cancer. 4 months after she was diagnosed, I was diagnosed. We were in treatment together. Imagine how terrified I was. I was pastoring then and having to go before a congregation and uplift people and pray for people and being secretly terrified on the inside of you. But because I had, I think, some timber stored up, I was able to go to God. And my daughter, who was in treatment with me, early detection, found her lump getting out of the shower because I had taught my 2 girls, this is what your grandmother passed away from. This is what your grandmother's sister had. And so you can't wait until you get 40 to begin to be vigilant. So they learned early in their 20s how to check their breasts. And so Melanie found this lump. But again, for both of us, it was early detection. Sometimes we run through life like I was running to get to Macy's. We run through life with such priorities that don't make sense, that we forget to take care of ourselves. And sometimes, most times, we mean well. We're taking care of other people and not taking care of ourselves. And so other things become a priority. And while we're making these other things priorities, the breast cancer is not waiting. Now, an example of other priorities has to do with my good friend who's gone on to be with the Lord. Many of you knew her as Faith Fancher. Faith Fancher didn't have much of a clue about breast cancer, had not attended breast cancer events. But in her life, with her work and her priority, she did a story on breast cancer. And to spice the story up, she herself agreed to get a mammogram. The results were terrifying. Not only did she have breast cancer, it had began to move. And you know, Faith was so loved. She was such a star in our community, loved by her family, a righteous woman. But the breast cancer did not wait. It does not care. It will not wait. It will not wait for you to see your grandchildren or your children finish middle school or high school. It won't wait for you to have your 15th wedding anniversary. It won't wait for you to meet Idris. Or check this out. It won't wait for you to meet your Steve Harvey lookalike. It won't wait for you to have a Sunday meditation time with Oprah. And it won't wait for you to lose your next 10 pounds. It won't wait. It won't wait. And because it won't wait, we can't wait. But in closing, let me say that my hope today with my presence is that myself, Etta, LaShonda, and the many survivors here today are encouragement for women who don't like to go and get their annual mammograms, or encouragement for women who are survivors, and encouragement for women who are newly diagnosed. Because whatever your state is, my sister, I say to you that there is a God that sits high and looks low. And the word says, I know the plans that I have for you. Plans that you might prosper. So be encouraged on today, knowing this, that we do fall down, but with programs like Ishka Uska, survivors who will tell their stories, the bonds of sisterhood, know that we do fall down, but we will get up. Thank you.
Did everybody eat? Everybody enjoyed your food? Okay, well, I'm going to shake stuff up a little bit because I know a lot of you have come from, like you've attended my other brunches and different things, but there's a lot going on and will continue to go on. Outside, we have a friend of mine who also has a dance academy that will be doing some health demonstrations when it comes to exercise. She has a dance academy where she goes to school and also teaches youth dances and adults. I can't even just say youth. And then we're going to get our raffles started. Does everybody have raffle tickets? Yes, no? Who has raffle tickets? If there's somebody next to you without their hands up, I got $20 strips and I'm willing to sell it. But we want to make sure that everybody gets the raffle tickets before we start, and make sure that you all have placed your raffle tickets into the selected items that you want. But before I have a, oh, the juice is back? I can't. This is what I'll do. I'll give you guys a break to get raffle tickets, juice, water, and things like that. But I do have another short speaker. She just wants to kind of give a few words and mention so that everybody can see and know about her table. You want to wait? Okay, as you guys, she doesn't mind because she can get a more intimate conversation with you if you visit her booth. But I have a dear friend and sister of mine, Dr. Nicole Liggins, MD. And she's just going to speak for a second.
Good morning. Good afternoon, beautiful people. So yes, I'm Dr. Nicole Liggins. I'm one of the OBGYNs here for Kaiser, Northern California. My office is based in Modesto, actually, and I am a great dear friend and very also proud of Kamari for what she's doing for the community. It's a beautiful work that she does. So, round of applause. So as she mentioned, I do have a booth here. I kind of strategically am like one of the first ones you're going to see as you kind of make your roundabout here if you start over in the beginning. And there's a couple posters out, a couple of demonstrations to show you all how to do your self-breast exams, okay? Just to kind of give you some tips and things that's for me as a physician, what I'm expecting you to be doing at home, so that way when you come and see me, I can help you help me help you. You know what I'm saying? So there's some real life type models that you can demonstrate on, as well as some information that I'll be talking to you guys about. And this is not just for the women, because like we mentioned earlier, men can get breast cancer too. And unfortunately, usually when it's found in them, it's more advanced and more difficult to treat. So it's even more important that you all are still diligent about checking and knowing your own bodies as well. And so the most important thing with self-breast exam is just knowing yourself. So that way when things change, you can tell us that they've changed. Because if you come in and I say, hey, what's this that I feel? Say, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how long that's been there. If it's been there for 10 years, it's probably nothing, right? But if it just came 3 months ago, it's a whole nother story and a whole nother workup that I need to do for you. So it's important to know yourself. Okay? And so men, I've also had my patients who have been saved by their partners who have noticed something on their exams. However that exam was taking place, we'll leave it at that. But nevertheless, they noticed something changed, and they had their woman come in and they saved their life because they got their mammogram and they got their diagnosis and they got their treatment. So it's important. Don't pass that table, man. Stop there and learn something for everybody, okay? All right, guys, take care.
Okay, how many people have gotten their passport stamped? Okay, how many people have not put your tickets in the raffle item? Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. 15-minute breaks, get up, stretch your legs, get some fresh air, and come back in, okay? Tickets are right here. The items against the window. You'll see Kirk standing there. And then
I'm going to be doing a dance fitness demo. It's interactive, so if you would like to join me, I'm going to be right up here on the grass, just demonstrating a few dance fitness moves. That'll be a part of my dance fitness class I have starting for adults. So this is for adults. It is basically ballet movements put with a groove to where you get a little workout in. So I know that I'll have my little dancer Ave up there with me. So if anyone wants to join, I'm just going to demonstrate the movements that we're going to do. And then we're going to put it to some music to kind of get a groove with it, just so you can get an idea of what this dance fitness class is about. And if you are interested in more information, my booth is just right over there next to the vendor alley. You could come over and sign up, get some more information, and we'll go from there. So again, this is interactive. Stand up if you can and join me here on the grass. Okay. Can I move it over here? That way I can just... Okay.
Don't put it in front of that. Don't put it in front of here.
You know what? I'll just keep it back here.
It was good.
So
it was good over there. There was no pig.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not going to
It doesn't even matter. It's Bluetooth, so just let me know where I can set it.
I put it in the front where you were.
Okay.
Yeah, because it'll feed back.
So like this?
Yeah.
Okay. Don't make it too hard. Ave, come on up. This is a demonstration. So what we're going to do is basically I need to be over there? Yep, come on over here. Anybody else wants to join, please feel free. I'll stand in front of you guys. What we're going to do is a demi-plie and then twist it to a bop. Okay, so demi-plie is basically just bending halfway. So you're just going to have your feet out in seconds. Okay, you're going to do a demi-plie and you're going to stand up. And then you're going to do your bop, which means kick. So all you're going to do is do a twist and then lift as high as you can. Yep. And then you're going to do it again, demi-plie, and then twist it to a bop. Okay? So that is the basic move. And then we'll just repeat that. And I'm going to put on a song and we'll kind of go with the beat. Okay? Alrighty, so this is just our little dance fitness demo. They just learned to just back quick. It's very simple. Modify the movement so you don't have to kick super high. Even if you just kick low, that's okay. And you don't have to bend low either. Just a quick little bend, twist, and bop. Okay? Level up, level up, level up, level up, level up. All right, here we go. Level up, level up, level up, level up. All this sauce so yummy, all this sauce so yummy. You want this yummy, yummy all the time. Level up, level up, level up, level up. Down, level up, down. So yummy, all this sauce so yummy. You want this yummy, yummy all the time. Down. So we'll bring our feet in. This is considered first. Your heels come together. Your toes are out. You want to sit up nice and straight. And all we're going to do is just reach over to the side here. This is actually a ballet stretch. So reach over to the side. Bring it out. Up. Out. And then reach over to the other side. Okay? And repeat. Out. Up. Reach. Out. Okay? We're going to go a little faster. So you don't have to lift our legs. I'll work you guys out a little bit more. Okay? Here we go. 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1. Out. And reach. Reach. Out. Up. Out. And reach. Out. Up. Out. And reach. Out, up, 2 more, last one, all right. So basically it's a class of that for 45 minutes. I'll demonstrate some moves and then we'll put them to a beat and so again, I'm going to start this class for adults. All ages really, even a kid can do it if they want. I'm going to start the class in July, so if you're around in Vallejo in the summertime, definitely just check me out. I'll be over at my booth if you want to sign up and I can send you more information. Thank you for watching. Thanks, guys. Thanks for participating.
Oh, you're welcome.
Fairfield.
Yes. I know y'all. I just took a picture. Oh, you rich yourself. Wait, how much is the representation? Donation, whatever they Right, true. Okay. These are my new. These are my new. Everybody where we turn in us.
From Miss Casey?
Everybody spread out. There you go, Sarah. Oh, she's the shortest person.
Oh, okay. You guys, we have Dr. Parson, Sarah Parson. Where are you? Okay. We're going to bring her before you for a few moments. I'm sorry. Maybe I shouldn't do that.
That's all right. Go ahead. You good.
Okay, I'm learning. Don't step in front of that. Yeah. What I do want to do is acknowledge all breast cancer survivors, and then I want to acknowledge all cancer survivors. So if we can get you on your feet, breast cancer survivors, please stand. Awesome. Can I get the crowd to come over? Can I get my team members to come over? Okay. So those that are not here, we're going to give you a pin. We want you to wear it proudly today. All cancer survivors stand. Doesn't have to be breast cancer. Thank you. Now I'm going to turn it over to Sarah Parson. This doctor I work with every day. Awesome, sweet, and very humble. So she works at Kaiser Richmond. And without further ado, Dr. Sarah Parson.
Thank you, CZ. I wrote some things down. I am not a professional speaker, and speaking after Reverend Dyson is no easy feat. I'm not going to take up too much of your time here, but I just want to express my gratitude for the honor of being asked to speak in front of a group like this. I've been in awe of Kamari and the Iska Uska Foundation since I first heard about it a few years ago, and had a calendar every year, and I was a little bit intimidated about speaking in front of this group because, you know, I'm a hospital doctor. I take care of patients with cancer every day and their families. I order tests, I make treatment plans, that sort of stuff. But, you know, in this room, at this event today, y'all know cancer on a very different level. A level that no doctor can really understand. Information that's not in the textbooks. And so I thought, I'm going to have to think really hard about what I can say to people like this and what is going to be of value to you going forward. So actually I turned to my friend Soledad, another person that I work with at Kaiser. She's incredibly wise and a great listener. I go to her often, but this time I went to her because she is a cancer survivor. 8 years ago, she was diagnosed with acute leukemia. She was 38 years old. She had a husband, an 8-year-old son, and a 4-year-old daughter. Like many people who are diagnosed with cancer, she was completely blindsided. When she thinks back about that time, she doesn't remember every detail, but she remembers the months and months of being away from her family, the months and months of chemotherapy. It was all kind of a blur to her. But there are some things that she remembers crystal clear, and that is the feeling of being vulnerable, the loss of control, the inability to take care of herself or her family. And she remembers one doctor's words. It was actually an eye doctor who had come to see her in the ICU. And he said, Soledad, you can't think of anything but the positive outcome. Only positive thoughts. And she clung to those words, and she clung to her family and to her faith. And she survived. Amen. She is now cancer-free. Amen. Yes. Amen. But the day that they declared that she was cancer-free, her journey was not over. As grateful as she was, she did notice that things were a little different after her cancer treatment. For one thing, she was forgetful. Sometimes she'd leave the burners on her stove. She was afraid she'd burn the house down. She was chronically tired. She felt down at times. She started having panic attacks and didn't know why. She remembered very little about the details of her treatment, and she didn't really know what to watch out for going forward. This part of the cancer journey is called survivorship. And I just wanted to spend a minute today talking about how the medical community has kind of treated survivorship as a bit of an afterthought. And how with increased awareness and groups like Escauza, that is hopefully starting to change. In the past, it was enough just to become cancer-free. 20, 30, 40 years ago, cancer survival rates were dismal. But things are changing. And now, yes, yes. Women who are diagnosed with breast cancer have a 90% 5-year survival rate now. Colon cancer, 89%. Men in the audience, prostate cancer, get screened. Nearly 100% survival. 5 years if you catch it early. Again, this is what today is about. So men and women, please, please. Cancer treatment is progressing. The FDA just approved in 2018 18 new cancer drugs. 18. Immunotherapies, they used to be the next big thing when I was training. 20 years ago we had 2. Now we have 37. We've got cancer vaccines. We've got T-cell therapies. We've got, I mean, you name it. DNA sequencing of cancers. It's, you know, cancer progress is marching on. So the result, thank God, is more survivors. We have 17 million survivors living in the United States today. And I just want to honor everyone here who is a survivor. You're such an inspiration. Survivorship is a beautiful thing, but post-cancer care is complicated. So there's a list of possible side effects from all those treatments, the chemo, the radiation, surgeries, and those side effects can last for up to decades after your treatment. They're unique to each person's body. They range from physical to mental and emotional and spiritual. Many of the after effects of cancer are preventable and treatable, but they're under-recognized, and that's what I want to bring up today. Doctors, including myself, we often focus on what's in the here and now. We focus on the problem right in front of us, and sometimes we don't acknowledge that cancer journey that we consider to be long over, even though what happened then might be affecting what's happening now. Another part of survivorship has gone unrecognized: caring for people around the survivors. Very few people experience cancer alone, and they don't experience the after effects of cancer alone either. The National Cancer Institute defines survivor as also the family members, loved ones, and caregivers around a person with cancer. And many people in this audience understand the depths of that sacrifice, the physical toll, the emotional toll, the financial toll of caring with someone with cancer. The symptoms that caregivers can suffer look like the cancer victim themselves: fatigue, pain, depression, loss of appetite, loss of strength, the list goes on. And yet only 1 in 6 caregivers has ever discussed their own needs with their medical team. So we need to do everything that we can to encourage the medical community and caregivers to raise up their issues to get the support that they need and deserve. 17 million cancer survivors in this country, and I fear that we're underserving them and their families. There is hope. The NCI has created an Office of Cancer Survivorship to address this need for increased recognition, diagnosis, and treatment. The CDC is now promoting survivorship care plans, and I really suggest that you get one. It's a record of your cancer treatment and history, and a careful log of what you need going forward, future checkups, tests, things to watch out for. And I want to also say and highlight that the American Association of Cancer Research has named as their top priority for 2019 addressing health disparities in cancer care. Finally recognizing the huge role that healthcare disparities have on diagnosis, screening, survival, and survivorship for people of color. We know that people of color are more likely to have their cancer diagnosed at a later stage, and they have lower survival rates. Doctors used to explain this through genetics, saying that people of color get more aggressive cancers genetically. But we know that genetics only explains part of those differences. People of color are less likely to have access to cancer screening, including mammograms, colonoscopies, prostate tests. They're less likely to get HPV vaccines offered to them to prevent cervical cancer. They have less access to quality medical care, quality medical insurance, and there has been a gap in trust between communities of color and the medical system. These are all reasons why it fills my heart today to see this outreach, promoting screening, educating, and building trust between the communities of the Bay Area and the medical community, narrowing that disparity gap bit by bit. And the world is paying attention on a larger level, and they're following your lead, Iskauza. The last thing I want to say is thank you again to Iskauza and all the supporters that are here today. And thank you for the survivor calendar and the beautiful people that have participated in that. I recognize faces here from the months that they were in the calendar. But thank you for inviting the people into your lives to see your personal cancer journey, to see the positive aspects of survivorship, to see the joy and the strength, the humor and the love, the faith, the human faces and hearts behind that very scary medical word. We doctors especially need to be reminded that each survivor has a very personal story, and to honor that and acknowledge it, even if it seems like that journey is long over. We don't often do it. We're hurried, we're focused on something else, maybe we're even afraid. You know, after I had talked to Soledad this week about her cancer journey, I asked her why she had never shared it with me before. And she said, "You never asked." Not asking, not honoring a survivor's story is a missed opportunity to connect with a person. For a doctor, it's a missed opportunity to build trust, to make a diagnosis, to be a better doctor. Thank you, Iskauza and Soledad, for teaching me that. I'm making it my own priority in 2019 to check in with every cancer survivor, to slow down and ask. I'm sharing that advice with all the other doctors and nurses in the hospital that I know. And if your doctors don't ask you, I encourage you to be proactive, please. Be an advocate for yourself, be an advocate for your loved ones. Know your treatment history and your survivorship plan, and share your story. You'll be doing yourself and your community and your doctors a big favor. Thank you so much for your attention today. Should I sing something? I wish. Y'all don't want to hear me sing.
Okay. Thank you, Dr. Parson. See you on Tuesday. Okay. All of our vendors, we want to give a shout out to you. Vendors, hopefully you had a great day. Chandra, thank you, baby girl. Turo, pink fire truck, come up front. These are dedicated medical facilitators that come out at a drop of a hat. Turo University trains doctor. I work with a Turo doctor. Then the pink fire truck, we wouldn't be here without them. They're here every year for us. Hopefully you got there, signed the truck, took a picture.
You have it backwards though. We wouldn't be here without you guys.
Okay. Ditto. We'll take it.
Thank you for having us.
No, thank you guys. Okay. He getting pictures. That's right. So everybody goes. While we're doing this, can my pink team come up? Move it, move it. I need to move it. Come on, Pig. Okay, without this group of people here, dedicated, hard workers. Oh, they're so sweet. We wouldn't have the ability to put this on every year. It's not easy. So we want to first thank our team, and then we want to thank our supporters out there looking at us. Thank you, Pink Fire Truck, no. And thank you, Turo, okay? No, thank you.
Oh. Don't forget, we have to take a picture with the fire truck.
Okay.
Oh, picture of the fire truck.
Yeah.
Okay. Picture of the fire truck.
Go ahead. Are we going to do that now?
Okay. They're gonna walk over, but we're gonna do a little quick something while they walk over, and we'll be over. Give us 10 minutes. All my young men here in pink, Kurt, Chester, Jim, Vernon. Did Vernon run away? Oh, okay. All I do is ask, and they're right here, okay? So I definitely want to thank them. Kamari, pink. Yeah, you're going to wear pink for a while now. I don't know what that bird is. Okay. We want to say thank you for just putting up with me first. But I'm honest. We couldn't have did this today without you guys. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Now, my young ladies, please come forward. Gail, Lisa, Marianne, Shonda, Margarita, Belinda. Okay. These are my best friends in the whole wide world. And I got some more out there. I'm waiting for you to sign up and work with me. Dedicated, hard workers. Yes, they put up with me. Okay? So I want to thank you guys. Welcome. Come on. Now, as they get their awards, this is our 10th year. We have a few people been here with us since day one, and I do have to call them out. And one will be Carla Liggins. You want to come on out? She gets some pink. Yeah. Carla Liggins. LaShonda Wallace, who always runs away. LaShonda Wallace is also one of our dedicated members since day one. Kamari Henderson. And then I have to give credit to another one of our young men. Chester Henderson, my husband and Kamari's dad. He's been putting up with us for 10 years doing this. So we want to we want to thank you for always working with us. Now I need Reverend Dyson, Dr. Parson, and Nicole Liggins. Can I have the three of you run up here?
Okay.
Reverend Dyson, as you walk forward with the other two ladies, we want to thank you for always being willing to step up to the plate and speak on our behalf, okay? We started this 10 years and Reverend Dyson was one of our speakers, so I truly thank her. This young lady right here is my other daughter by another mother. Carla, raise your hand. This is her daughter. She is an OBGYN robotic surgeon in Modesto. Okay? Very young, very wise. She comes and contributes like nobody else. And I have nothing but love and thank you for her. Thank you. Can I get you guys to open your packages? Reverend Parson, as I've already said, I work close with her, love her to death. I think we kind of spoil her at work in Richmond, not Oakland, Richmond. So we just want to say a special thanks to you guys. I'll hold it up. They all got their... Come on.
That's nice.
I know. Okay. I'm going to turn it over to my daughter, who's the actual founder. Let her give you a few words because she made me speak this year. So I'm going to turn it over to her.
Thank you. You guys are welcome. Thank you.
Okay, huh?
Okay.
You stay safe.
I want to thank everybody that's here. Thank you for coming out. My mom, yes, I think this is the first time I got her to speak in front of everyone. If you come to the brunches and different things, you know she's usually in the back pointing fingers and directing people. But truly, like my mom said, the team, the supporters, none of this would happen without them. My dad, who offers his trucks and his muscles, which, if you know my dad, his trucks, so just for him to support. But I want to thank everybody that continues to support, that donates, and that invites other individuals every year that I've done this and other events. This is our first time here, and I actually like it. It turned out good. The weather was great. We were kind of iffy. We didn't know we had gotten some rain early on, but everything has cleared up and it's ideal. My team is in the back, and I see them slowly coming with raffle items, but I want to
Thank you. Thank you. I'm trying to take Cecilia for
I have a special announcement from anyone who visited Diane's Heavenly Treats. I believe she gave you a raffle item. I'm not sure if it's through purchase or just visit, but if you can pull that out, I want to announce the winner. The winner for the winner for the raffle from Diane's Heavenly Treats is number 429607. And I believe she gave out special ones, so you had to have visited her table, 429607. I might have her pull since nobody is here. So I'm going to have her pull again and I'll call it at the end. First, Margarita, you have a raffle item. Oh yeah. We're going to start with you since you're available. So our first raffle item is this beautiful burnt sienna color purse. That's a good color. And so I'm going to shake up the chickens. And the winner for this purse number is 162147.
Come take a picture.
Yeah, two photographers. Stand right there and they're both going to get you. And he'll get you in the bag.
No, with her, with her.
Oh. We can do, okay. No.
There you go.
You stay there. Stay there.
Nice smile. Good.
Somebody. So our next raffle item is the silver breast cancer ribbon pin. And the winner for this one is number 235684. 235684.
Oh.
Is it? Oh, we got a winner. This is a Scentsy warmer, full size
Nice
Scentsy
smile.
warmer. It looks like it comes with a warmer 25-watt light bulb. And the winner of this prize is 604995.
You again? This is your lucky day.
So our next item is the Timex loud or soft alarm. This is in my hand, so I'm just gonna call it. The number is 235754. 235754. Oh. I think it's like Next, we have the Restful Sleep Sound Machine with built-in timer.
Take a picture.
So for those that like to sleep with the fan on, this can replace the fan, the silent noise. The number is 162014. 162014. No? I'm gonna try it again. Calling once. Calling twice. Ah, there's a name on it. You won. Chester. Is there another Chester in here?
Yeah, right here.
Oh, you're another Chester? Oh, that's two. Where's your tickets? I don't know.
They told me to just sign it and put
It's two Chesters.
Well, I got my number on it.
Okay. That's not my last name. Nice to meet you.
Hold it. Take a picture.
Oh, okay. You'll take a picture. Oh.
Nice smile.
Next, we have what looks like a regular red clutch, but it's actually a wine clutch because there's a
wine in there.
So it is actually intended for wine bottles. It's insulated so you can carry it to your next party or bring your own party with you. You know. Okay, and the ticket number is 162149. 162149. That.
Come on, come on.
So next we have the RCA Home and Travel HD LED TV 19-inch. Yeah, I know who won. So the ticket number is 162087.
You in the three.
You see all them tickets she got. How many tickets she should have won, so?
Off the top. Okay, I'm gonna shake and take it off the top. So next we have a 32-inch HD LED TV by Polaroid. It looks like it's a smart TV. Built-in YouTube, Facebook, Twitter links. That's a lot. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna skim off the top. So our ticket number is 599780. 599. 599780. Okay, don't get rid of your tickets. We have raffle items from the vendors.
Look over here.
You want him to take it? I can have Kurt take it. Kurt, do you mind? I'm not sure. Me.
You got to call one more for, you got to get one more for the stiletto.
Yes. So what we've done as we combine all the tickets, all the raffle tickets in one, and we'll be raffling off the items that have been donated from our vendors. So, four items. So
the ones we already have, right?
yes, keep them. Who we gonna start with? The between the sheets, the 1,800 count sheets. Ticket number 235758. 235758.
Is that name on the back?
No.
Right here, right
Oh.
here. There she go. Oh, I need them tickets.
Our next item is coming from Mary Kay.
Oh, you quit now? Okay.
The number is 162018. Our next item is coming from Paparazzi Jewelry. And the ticket number is 235953. 235953. Going once. Going twice. Oh, Lisa.
Come on, Lisa.
Okay. And then we have one from Diane's Heavenly Treats. And the ticket number is 235131. 235131. Oh, okay.
Oh, we have it?
Oh, it's for it. I'm gonna pull again. We good. Our number is 235935. 235935.
We don't. Everybody's looking over like,
You got food again. 599-346.
right here.
Okay.
I don't know. She's still here. She's still here.
Okay. One more. One more.
She's still here.
235762.
Oh, it's me. It's me. It was pretty. No, that's Emma's. Oh, okay. Emma and Stiletto. Oh. At the big bag.
Let's wrap up the rope.
Run and put it in your
Go sell it. Slide it.
That's all the raffle items?
Oh, sorry.
You know what? So that will end our raffle. I'm not sure what time, but I think we are on time. And I appreciate you all coming out. That's perfect. Appreciate you all coming out. Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. And I will see you next event.
Okay, let's hit the pink fire truck. They're waiting for us.
Thank you for a lovely event.
Oh, no, I'm glad.